morning. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Welcome. It's live with Team Unique from Unique in the Creek. I am Marianne from Made by Marianne, and welcome. I hope you have an amazing Sunday. You've had an amazing Sunday. You continue to have an amazing Sunday. Sorry to interrupt your football time, but hey, don't you want to make a wreath? Come on in. Let's talk about it. Anyway, again, I'm Marianne from Made by Marianne, part of Team Unique with Unique in the Creek. And tonight we are going to do something, we're not going to do anything outrageous. I don't have anything crazy in my head. I do, but I'm saving that for another live. So I think it might be easier. It might take us a minute if I decided to do that one tonight. So tonight we are going to do this gorgeous sign that I have put up here. It's our welcome bears. And you get this sign from uniqueinthecreek.com, okay? Everything I use tonight is going to be in the description below, okay? So use my affiliate link and you can save yourself 5% off of the board we're going to use tonight and any of the other boards you'd like. It's pinned in the description below as well, along with everything we're using this evening. So here's our sign. We're going to use this. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Glad to see you all. And then we're also going to use our fantastic oval board. And as you can see, I've already got our oval board started here, but it's our oval board. Here's our and I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So there you are, everyone. Yay. I'm looking over here trying to get it in the frame. I got my camera all angled weird. Anyway, there we go. So that's what we're doing this evening. We're going to use, again, this awesome little sign. I have some really cool ribbons here, and you can get this, and the mesh at uniqueinthecreek.com, okay? Some of the ribbons, they were out of stock already because I had them in my stash left over, and she doesn't have them anymore. So I chose some of the ribbons that would be most that would look the best, okay? I can't talk this evening. I'm so excited about this. All right, friends, I'm going to pull you down and we're going to get started. We're not going to, like I said, we're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to do a simple, plain welcome wreath, okay? Because I kind of want to give this to my little brother, and he's not really frilly or fancy, but he needs a wreath for fall. So here we go. I'm going to pull you closer and we're going to get started. Let me hang this right here. All right, here we go. All right, 1 second, almost there. Okay, so now I hope you can see my board. I hope it's good. You can see Make It Like Marianne, yay! All right, scoot this back. Please don't squeak, board, please don't squeak. Yeah, all right. There we go. Hi, everybody, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you all. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see what it looks like if we put our wreath down. Can you see it all? You can. Awesome. One more little scooch, and I think you're good. Yes. Awesome. Okay, friends. All right, here we go. So as you can see, I have already started. Maybe I need to pull you just a little bit closer. Sorry. As you can see, I have already begun, and you'll have to forgive Stella. We have some people walking around the neighborhood, and she doesn't like it very much, so she's going to bark a little bit, but hi, friends, welcome. Okay, so as you can see, I've started, and what we're going to do first is we're going to do some 10-inch poofs with this natural fabric mesh, okay? Hello, everyone. Natural, tan, beige, whatever you want to call it. I call it natural, and it's kind of a jute burlappy feel. Really cool, really awesome, makes really pretty poofs, okay? So what I've done is, of course, I've already got my hanging hole because I always forget that. Y'all know I do. And we started at our hanging hole on the bottom, okay? So I've gone on the bottom, and I have gone every other. So we started here, right? And then we're going to skip one and go to the outside. I've used the outside. Skip one, go to the inside set, okay? Skip one, outside of the board. Skip one, inside set. Skip one, outside of the board. Skip one, inside. Skip one, outside. And then we've ended up right here, okay? So that's where we'll start this evening, on the inside, all right? And everybody, I'm so glad to see you all, so let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Here is our fantastic neutral fabric mesh. Let me get it all fixed here so it's not in a crazy crazy thing. All right, grab your measure buddy. And with your measure buddy, if I can figure out what it is. Here we go. With your measure buddy, what you want to do is you want to pull out 10 inches, okay? So that should be on side number 1. She's got it labeled here, 1, 2. So we're going to pull out side number 1 to 10 inches because that's what we want our poofs to be. So right there, second notch, okay? 10 inches. And we're just going to measure our poofs. Now, don't force your measure buddy down in there, or it's going to close the thing, and it's going to close this piece, and you're going to have uneven poofs. So make sure that you're not doing it hard. You don't have to. All you're doing is measuring this little thing. Measure your poof out to 10 inches. Make sure that you have the serged edges on the bottom, and it'll make a prettier poof. Gather it at the end however you'd like. Stick it in your zip tie. And voila, we're rolling. Hi, everybody. Thank you, Miss Carrie Marie. Hello. Carrie Marie, did you get your Halloween stuff put up? I know that earlier today we were talking and she was decorating her yard. So there's our first poof. All right, let's grab our handy dandy zip tie clippers and clip them right off. Now for this one, I've got this backwards in my little holder here, but that's okay. For this one, we're going to go to the outside of the board. So we're going to skip this set and go here, okay? So grab the zip tie and put it on the outside of the board, all right? So here's our zip tie. And I wish that I had enough gray, but white's going to be good so you guys can see it against this gray background. So here it is, and I put it on the outside of the board here. So I've stuck it in this way. Maybe I can show you again. All right. So instead of using this set, I'm going to go to this hole right here. Okay. And I'm going to use the outside of the board. All right. So do not close it. Let's measure our 10 inches. Here we go. If I can get it. Keep our serged edge on the bottom. There we are. Da, 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 da. Make it look pretty because I want my serged edges on the bottom. Close my zip tie. And if it happens to be a little bit bigger than the rest of them, all you have to do is pull it in a little bit, or you can even pull it out if you get it too small. But I think that matches the rest of our poofs here. So we're going to call that one a day, close it up, grab our handy dandy gun here. Da, 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 da. Now we have one more left because we're going to close the oval. Okay, so all we're going to do here is we're going to take our zip tie and put it exactly in the same place as we had started. Okay, so there we are. There we go. Right, you can see it. I just put a new zip tie right here. No big deal. Okay, leave it open. Make our 10-inch poof and let's close this puppy up. All right, and that's all you do. You go around the board. I'll show you again here in just a second when I get this in here. There's our 10. And you can be as liberal with the mesh as you want. However you'd like your poofs to lay, that's fine. I mean, if you don't get them all exactly 10 inches, you're okay. Because like I said, you can manipulate it when you get it in the zip tie, as long as you don't close it completely. All right, so that's a good looking one. Let's pull it in just a tad. Make sure it matches this one pretty well. It does. All right, let's close this zip tie and cut this mesh off. So there we are. So you still have got the pumpkin arch is to go, huh? Well, maybe you'll get it tomorrow. And I'm just cutting it off as close to the zip tie as possible. And voila, there we go. Let's move this down here so I have a little bit more room. All right, now here we are. I'm gonna go back, you know me. Gonna make my poofs look a little bit better. So here's what we've done. Okay, and we're not doing this we're not doing it this way. It will hang this way. I just am showing it to you this way because it fits in the camera frame better. Okay, so here's our hanging hole. All right, we've started at the bottom. We've skipped one and gone to the outside. Skipped one inside. Skipped one outside. Skipped one inside. Blah blah blah, all the way around till we get back here. Put another zip tie in there, and boom. Oh no, sounds like you got some problem putting up my hair, friends. I forgot to do that. Bear with me just a second while I do that. Okay, let's see here. Now, for our next magic trick, you can put your measure buddy away now. For our next magic trick, I have this absolutely gorgeous, well, if I can reach it, I have this absolutely gorgeous green, kind of green and jute natural mesh, okay? And again, like I said, I bought this a while back from Lori, so I don't think she has any of it in stock, but she gets all kinds of stuff all day long. So you want to check that pretty often. So I put another green that I thought would be beautiful, and it's a poly burlap. And don't be afraid to use poly burlap with projects like this. There's nothing that says poly burlap is only for flowers. Okay, so if you have tan poly burlap, awesome, use it. It's going to make gorgeous poofs. If you have green, this moss green poly burlap, use it. It's going to make gorgeous poofs as well. Nothing says poly burlap is strictly for flowers. All right, so here we go. I know I love this color green too. Hi, Miss Kelly. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Of course, then again, I haven't been talking much. All right, moving along. So this is cut 20 inches, okay? You could do 22 if you have a whole roll, but I only had a half a roll, and 20 inches worked out perfectly for me. So again, this is something that you don't have to have a whole roll for, especially if you're going to use two different colors. Now, if you were to use nothing but this tan, you would need 2 rolls. But since we're using different colors to accent the sign, right, then you can use a roll and a half a roll here, a half a roll there, a half a roll here, right? Okay. So shut up, Marianne, show you how to do this. So what you want to do is you want to grab a pen, have your pen ready, and something to lay down on your mesh. I'm grabbing my pen or my clipper here, okay? And we're going to make the ruffle, and I'm just going to roll it like 2 times. And I'm going to make this woodland ruffle. So there's a curl on this side, right? Put my pen in it, turn it around, put my little weight there, okay? And then I'm going to, same thing, curl it twice, right? All right, now I'm going to squish this together here. And I figured out a little trick on these. If you pull these back, you get a really pretty, ruffle. So see how now it's made this hump in the middle of my mesh, whereas if I were just to do it like this, it would lay flat. But if I pull it back just a little bit, it makes this hump, and that makes a prettier ruffle. So I'm going to just scrunch up the middle, scrunch up the hump, right straight up the middle. You know, remove your thing when you're done, keeping it pulled back just a little bit, and then I'm just going to close it, and voila. I have a pretty little, and this is what I'm talking about when I say it makes a really pretty ruffle. See how this is really pretty, like scrunched, right? And that's okay. That's going to drive me crazy, but that's all right. If you have one that sticks out, all you got to do is pull it from this end a little bit. Okay. So there you go. That's what we're going to do in the middle of these. So grab some zip ties, and you're going to put these the opposite of where your first was. So if let me move this here. So in other words, if our zip tie's here, right? See how our zip tie's here? Then I'm going to put the ruffle here, all right, down below it, okay? So here's our first one, all right? There we are. Everybody see that? See where I've got the zip tie? I've got it here, okay, instead of right here on top. All right, so here we go. We're just going to lay this puppy down in there, right? Okay. There we are. Okay. Now, you can, if you want to, manipulate it to where the curls go outside if you want to. So you can just twist it, and the curl will go beneath. Did you see what I just did? I just twisted it, and the curl went beneath. And then you can put it under, and it makes this really cool little ruffle right here. Cool? Hi, everybody. Hi, Mama Jean. All right, so see, all I did was I twisted it a little bit, and now I have these 2 little curls on top, and I have these curls on the bottom, and I've just made my poof hold on to it a little bit. Now, I know you're thinking, gosh, Marianne, there's a lot of space in there, but that's okay. We're going to put ribbon on top of this in just a second. If you are making this at home, then you can skip skip all these steps and do it all at once and put your ribbon and your curl in there all at once. But for the sake of this video, we're going to do it one step at a time. So there's our first one. Here's our second one. So I'm going to take this, take the next one, and it is on the bottom. So I'm going to put my zip tie on the top. Okay, I'm going to skip a hole, put it on the top. If I can get the zip tie in there. Okay, see how that looks? All right, maybe I can come in a little bit. I forgot I couldn't zoom this puppy. Let me see if I can zoom this baby thing in so you can actually see what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Now, as you can see, here is our first zip tie. Okay. So for this one, I'm just going to put it right here in this set. For this one, I put it below it. See, here's our zip tie, and I've just put it below. I'll show you on the next one. Okay. So fixing this out again. Let me see where it is. Again, one more time. There you are. Okay. Let's pull you back out. All right. So we're just going to lay our poof in here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lay it in, right? And then we're going to twist it a little bit so that some of them are up at the top and some of our ruffles are at the bottom, right? Okay. So it makes kind of a cool effect there. See how my ruffles sticking out in the middle? Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to our next one and just keep this rocking. Let me get this zip tie out of here. Okay. All right, next one. All right, for this one, see how it's on the top? We are going to go to this one. So let's bring it in again. All right, so see how this one is at the top? We're going to use the bottom two here. So I'm going to take my zip tie, and I'm going to take and use the bottom set, see? So here's our normal zip tie, and there's the bottom set, okay? That's all we're going to do, all the way around the board. Sorry, friends, let's get it back out to where you can see me. All the way around the board. So here's our next one. We're going to stick it in, right? Okay. And then we're going to twist it so that, while everything sticks to each other, we have this cool little ruffle at the bottom, right? And it's kind of cool that everything sticks to each other, because at that point, you can make your ruffle stick to the edges like this. I'll show you in just a second. You can see it, but there we go. And again, I know that you can see some pieces, but that's okay. We've got ribbon to go. We've got a bunch of stuff to put in here, so don't fret. All right, next one. I'm just going to keep on rolling because I think you guys get the point of where to put the zip ties. So let's put this one right here, right up next to it. Actually, I put it here, so let's do that. Okay. I'll show you how to make another one of these here again in just a second. So we're just going to stick it down in there. Hello, everyone. All right. Make our puff look pretty, and we're going to twist it a little bit. Twist whichever side you want. You can pull as well. And see how they'll stick to each other, kind of? That's kind of, you know, this is one of those situations where you want your mesh to stick to each other, right? So there we go. Poof this one out just a little bit because I can't stand it. There's our curve on the outside, curve on the inside. All right, here's our bottom one. We want our bottom one to curve out, so here we go. Maybe I could do it better this way. Let me get that out of the way. Here we go. Oh, forgot my zip tie. Normally have them all put in by now, but all right, this one goes here at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna leave it open. Stick it in there. Twist it a little bit. This board's moving all around this crazy thing. I know y'all are like, gosh, Marianne, stay still. I can't. I can't. I'm a squirrel. All right, there we go. Now we're going to twist this one just a little bit back to where it should go. There we go. And again, you know, we've got lots of stuff to put in here, so don't worry about the spacing. Trust the process. Promise you. Promise you. So here we go to this one. Has this, we don't want this cup sticking together. There we go. Let's get this out there. This fabric mesh. It likes to stick to everything. All right. Moving on. Our next one, we're going to put it down in here. Close it up. And this one needs to kind of go to the inside, so we're going to make it look pretty to our ruffle on the inside. I'm killing this mesh here. Ta-da! All right. Close it up. Move it along. Put our zip tie in before I forget. Here's one. So y'all had a good Sunday? Were you watching football? I watched Cowboys and everybody earlier. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. But here in the South, they always show the Cowboys. So kind of had to watch that. But I am a massive football fan. I love football. And my balls won yesterday. Go Balls. Good old Rocky Top. Go Big Orange. All right. Here we go. Keep on moving. Keep on moving, friends. That one might be a little too far out, so we can fix that in a little bit. That's all right. Let's keep on going. I need a zip tie. Yes, they are 10-inch poofs. 10-inch poofs. Every other. I'll show you the back here in just a second so you guys get an idea. And I'm just putting my curls in now. And I'm twisting them so that they go in or out. Sticking them on everything else. Making them look all pretty on the outside. Okay. Almost there. So you need 10 of these woodland ruffles. Okay. So 10 pieces cut at 20 inches for your woodland ruffles. And then these are 10-inch poofs every other. So you really don't need a whole roll of mesh. You can use a half a roll for the poofs and a half a roll that you have laying around for the ruffles, and you've got a really cool wreath. All right, let me get these. I've got it twisted there. Da, 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 da. And then our last one, friends, and then we're gonna go back. It's got to go right here on top. So let's do this one more time. So what you're going to do to make this ruffle, after the fork, here we go. Oh. This is cut at 20 inches. Okay. So grab a clip and something to hold it down with, right? Okay. And then all I'm going to do is turn it vertically, right? And then I'm going to scrunch up about 2 times until I can see that it's rolled over on each other. I'm going to scrunch it here, and I'm going to put a pin in it, hold my curl on that side, and then I'm going to curl it up several times here, just twice, right? 2. I'm going to scrunch it up, and then instead of leaving it like this, I'm going to pull this back a little bit so that I get a hump right here, all right? And then I'm just going to keep going up. Just don't scrunch up the middle so that this makes a really pretty ruffle in the center, right? Ta-da! There's my last ruffle, okay? I think they call it the woodland ruffle, right? And then I'm just going to stick it right in here in our zip tie. So here we go. Friends, there we are. There's our Wouldn't you know it, I put this zip tie in backwards. I have to do that at least once a time or it's not crafting, right? Have to put it in backwards one time or it's not crafting. Do y'all do the same thing? You quit watching NFL. Go Nears. Go Vols. Have to say it again. You said go Nears. I have to say go Vols. You do it all night long. It's habit. Habit. Somebody says go somebody. I have to say go Vols. Make sure I get it in. All right. There we go, friends. There's our last one. And here's what we have. Let me put this up. It doesn't look like it's sticking out all over the place. Let's make our poofs look better. So here is our project so far. Right? Pretty full, pretty. It's got the ruffles on the outside. Now all we're going to do, I love the ruffles on the inside as well. Gives it that little extra piece of definition. You can, you know, mess with them as you go. These in the middle aren't really going to matter. Okay, here's what it looks like from, if we were to look at the top, there we are. See how you have kind of this ruffle on the outside, and I can manipulate those as we go. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take another zip tie, and we're going to put them in exactly where. Actually, are we going to put them exactly where? Yeah, exactly where you had your ruffle. Okay. So bear with me just a second while I do that, and then we'll do our ribbon. Okay. Let me see if I can comment with you. So exactly where you put the ribbon, making sure that I don't get them in backwards this time, because gracious. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. Put all these zip ties in there. So bear with me. And like I said, if you were super cool, you could do the ruffle and the ribbon all at once in one zip tie. You wouldn't have to do it, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you step by step. All right, so here we go. We're going to put this one in there as well, right on our woodland ruffle. Okay. Put another zip tie. Let's have a few out of here. Turn it around. That one's backwards. I always put them back. I always have to put at least one backwards. At least one zip tie backwards. So everybody, how's your Sunday been? Y'all been doing yard work like Carrie Marie, or have you been watching football like me? What have y'all been doing today? Anything interesting? Anything that I might want to be like, I'm coming to your house next week? Just putting in zip ties, friends. That's all we're doing. That one was a little funky. Had to get that one in there. Thank you, Mama Jean. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind to share me, sprinkle down the road, I don't know, float my boat, whatever y'all say, whatever I'm allowed to say. If y'all would do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure Unique in the Creek would greatly appreciate it as well. Tell your friends about us. If you have a friend that likes to craft, you know, they don't have to necessarily love making wreaths. They can like to craft because these are addictive, and you can make really cute little things like our scarecrow we made last time, or, you know, the palm tree that Sharon made, or even the beautiful rails that Carrie Marie makes, Judy's awesome wreaths. You know, share them with your friends. Get them all addicted to the same craft you are, and then you can have crafting parties. You can have crafting parties. You can have a Unique in the Creek craft hour. Just putting the zip ties in. There's one I was going to put backwards too. All right, last one. Woo-hoo. All right, there we go. Now we have zip ties in everywhere. Okay, next thing we want to do is we want to grab our ribbon, and I have 3 different ribbon types here. So I've got, they're all cut at 16 inches, all right? We have 10 places that we need ribbon. So I'm going to use this as a base. Look at how pretty this green is. I have a green in the description for you that's just as gorgeous. Same size, 2.5-inch green. Okay. You need 10 of these cut at 16 inches. And then I also have, I wanted a little pop of color with this sign. So I'm going to use some of this gray and sunflower and then this beige polka dot. Okay. Again, they're all cut at 16 inches. You could just do green and sunflowers if you wanted to, but I wanted to pull back in some more brown. So you need, if you're going to use 2 kinds of ribbon, you'd need 20 pieces cut at 16 inches. Okay. If you're going to just use one color, then 10 at 16 inches. And I think that I love this little pop of color right here, just the yellow. And then we're also going to take some of our fall sunflowers and stick them in there as well. Okay. Got these from Hobby Lobby last year. I think they still have them this year though, but we've got some little sunflowers we're going to pop in there. And I think that's going to make a really cute wreath. And then we'll throw our bow on there and call it done. Oh, you'd worked on one of the Christmas kits. Awesome. I can't bring myself to do Christmas just yet. I made an angel and I just wasn't into it. So it's, I don't have the head on it. So it's kind of not finished, but I just can't bring myself to do it right now for some reason. I'm still got pumpkins and spice latte and all that good stuff on my brain. So can't really do Christmas, but I will. I'm sure I'll get there. All right, so we're just going to take and we're going to clip off some of this so we can get ready for it. I'm just going to give myself plenty, so maybe I do a little more there. And you'll need, if you're going to put one in every single set with every single ribbon, you're going to need 10 of these as well. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope I have 10. I do. There's 2 more. No rhyme or reason, just cutting them off there. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, and I probably let this stick way too long, but that's okay. I'm going to take our first one, and I'm going to do this color and this color, okay? And then I'm just going to fold them to find the middle, which should be about right there. Ta-da, there it is. And then I'm going to scrunch them in the middle, make an X out of them, right? Make sure I have a cool little X. There we are. And I'm just going to lay them in the zip tie. I left these zip ties open, okay? So I'm just going to lay them in this zip tie, and I'm going to close it just a little bit. I'm not going to close it the entire way. I'm just going to close it well enough so that my ribbon stays in there. And then I'm going to make sure that it's even on both sides, right? That's why we did the whole find the middle thing, okay? I'm going to take one of my pieces of sunflower, and I'm just going to stick it in here. And I do have way too much here. So maybe you only need like that much for your stem. Then I'm just going to stick it in, make a little like L shape, I guess. Stick it in, right? Until I'm kind of pleased with it. I still need to do a little more. Let's cut off about that much more. Because I don't really want it sticking higher than my mesh. But then again, I do want it to stick out of the ribbon. So there we go. There we are. And there's our first one, right? So you could also take a little bit of glue if you wanted to and put a little dot of glue there. That's what we're doing. So let me close the zip tie. And then you can manipulate your flower to stand up. Make your ribbon look good. And voila, let's move on to the next one. There we go. Right? Pull your tail up if you want. Okay. Now for this one, we're just going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to use, move that over a little bit before I knock it off. This time I'm going to use my green and my sunflowers. I'm going to take my sunflowers. If I can get a hold of it, there we go. Might as well just use this one. I'm going to do it like that. Find the middle. Find my center. Looks like it's right there. There we go. Make sure my X shape looks good. Scrunch it up, lay it in here, lay it in my zip tie, close my zip tie just a little bit, make sure my poofs and my ribbon looks okay. Make sure they're not, I've not got one sticking out further than the other. Grab a sunflower, cut it down a little bit because Lord, we didn't need that much. Make a little U here on the bottom so that you can stick it in the zip tie, right? And I'm just going to stick it in the zip tie as far as I think I need to. There we go, right? We're going to close it up. And the good thing about putting them in the zip tie is that if you don't like it there, you can always just, you know, take the zip tie out and boom, it's gone, right? So there we go. There's that one. Or you can move it up this way, however you want. Doesn't matter, all right? So here we go. Here we are. Here's what we look like so far, okay? So far, so good, right? And we're just going to keep doing that on every single woodland ruffle. So here's our next zip tie. This time I'm going to go green and brown, okay? Find my middle, maybe, if I can. I've got so much stuff laying over here. Here we go. Squish them together. Make sure it's a good X. Maybe I'll do that in a little. There we go. Stick it in my zip tie. Close my zip tie so I can get my sunflower in there. Don't close it all the way. Take a little bit of my skin off. Bend it a little bit. My zip tie, if I can. If I can get it in there. Da, 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 finally. All right. I need a little more on this one. Here we go. Okay. Here's that one. I could mess with it here in a minute. I'm sorry. It's driving me crazy. I'm just trying to mess with them. All right, moving along. Our next one is the sunflower. So that's what we're doing, friends, all the way around. All the way around. Yeah, how is Randy doing? I didn't have a chance to ask you today. I hope he's doing okay. So there we go. Find our middle. I hope my little brother likes this. If he doesn't, I'll keep it, depending on how it looks. He's not very picky when it comes to Wreath, but he won't just hang anything on the door. He wanted a snowflake last year, so I made him a snowflake, kind of like a flower, and he was like, no. No, you can take that back. I was like, what? It's cute. And he's like, no. It's too much glitter, I think is what he said. I was like, okay. All right. I'm trying to hook this into the outside. Just sticking it in my zip tie. That one actually went in there perfectly. Yay. And again, I got everything tonight from uniqueinthecreek.com, minus the sunflowers. The sunflowers came from Hobby Lobby. You can put everything I have is in the description. So, SKUs and all. As I go back around and start messing, and I know you're thinking, Marianne, you can mess later. Come on. All right, moving along. Sorry. I'm never going to get it done if I keep messing with one single ribbon. All right, here we go. So this one is our polka dot. Da, 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 da. Finding our needle for the polka dot. That end looks really bad. Let's fix that. Sorry, friends. There we go. Still mixing the middle. Lay it in here. go. And I did leave the leaves on. Notice I haven't taken the leaves off. So I did leave those on. I know a lot of people like to take that off when they're using these stems, but leave them on. They give you a little bit of greenery down there and hide the zip tie a little bit because you're putting this stem there. You're leaving this piece. And if you leave this piece, it's going to push your mesh down in your zip tie. So if you leave the leaves, it helps cover that a little bit, right? So just a little hint from me to you. See, this piece will push your mesh down, all right? And you don't want that. Let's do ribbon first, Marianne. And that one looks all crooked. What in the world what was I doing when I cut these? Must have been watching TV. They are so bad. All right, there we go. Made it better. Okay, find our middle. And you don't have to do it exactly like I do. You can do it completely different. If you can just want to lay your X and judge where you think the middle is, go for it. Go for it. I just like to do it that way because it ensures that I can get them in the zip tie kind of in the middle, right? Not always. Sometimes I do have to manipulate it a little bit, but most of the time I can get them in the middle. Fix this poof here. And again, they're cut at 16 inches. You need 10 sets of ribbon. If you're going to do this method, I'll put my flower in here. Let's be a little less. There we go. Cut a little bit of that off, matter of fact. Just bending it back to where I know it's going to look good. Okay. Go down a little further. All right. Moving along. That's all I'm doing. Just putting stuff, keep continuing to put stuff in zip ties. Then when we get finished, we will put our sign on and our bow and call it a night, friends. So this one is our green, of course, and then this one is this one. Okay. Our middle, there it is. Make an X. Da, da, da. There's our X. Stick it in the zip tie. Grab our sunflower. Make it a U shape. I can mess with that later. Y'all see me going at it. I had a cup of coffee before. I couldn't quit yawning today, so I had a cup of coffee, and that didn't seem to help. I'm still not my normal self. Maybe I am. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just don't think so. Maybe I just don't think I'm talking very much. All right. Here we go. We've got 3 more to go. So this one is our sunflower. Middle. Make an X. Scratch it up, lay it in your zip tie. Carrie's yard's going to look awesome when she gets done. I hope she shares pictures with everybody. She's got a Mac Daddy Grim Reaper, and I'm talking huge. I'm so glad he's doing better. I'm so glad. And then, so I decided, well, thank you, Miss Mama Jean. I decided that I wasn't going all out this year for fall. Now, if y'all know me, you know that even my simple stuff, even if I'm just going to put out my metal decorations, it still ends up being like a massive undertaking because I have like a lot of metal yard art, scarecrows and owls, and you know, so I put my pumpkin patch signs around my tree and have 6 mums sitting on my porch. So even though I said I'm not gonna, there, I got that one a little too long, but we can chop that off. I was talking and got it a little longer than it needed to be. So even though I said, no, I'm not gonna go all out this year, I still have tons of stuff on my porch. Tons of stuff on my porch. All right, 2 more. Here we go, friends. This one is our brown, and that's going to drive me crazy. That is crazy. I don't know how I got these dovetailed so badly, but I did. So bear with me. Let me fix that one here because I can't deal with that. That's going to drive me crazy. That made it worse. Let's try again. Let's try again, friends. There we go. I can live with that. Whatever. I can live with that. It's brother. He won't ever notice. All right, there we go. Lay it in here. Closing the zip tie. Just making sure they're the same. All right, we need 2 more. So I have a brand new bush over here of our sunflowers. Let's get out 2 more here. 1 and 2. Okay. Just bleeds up a little bit. And voila. And friends, we are almost done with this wreath, like completely done. All we have to do now is put the sign on it and the ribbon after we do this last, or the bow, I mean, after we do this last. If I can get that in there the way I want it. Here we are. Okay, last one, friends, last one, and it is a sunflower. So we're going to take our sunflower, find our middle, make an X. Lay it down in. We're going to close our zip tie just enough to hold the ribbon. Maybe. Fix this poof right here so it doesn't look all needy. Push our flowers up. Cut our end off, bend it just a little bit. And voila. There's our last one. Here we go. Somebody is jamming out, coming down the street. All right, there we are. There we go. Have to get that one out of the way so that it doesn't. Maybe we do it like that. Okay, now you can, here's what we have, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what we've got so far. You can make sure that your outside sunflowers are pointing toward the outside, right? And that your inside are pointing toward the inside, okay? Or in the middle, however you want to do it that way. But here's what we have so far, right? Da, 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 da. Keep pushing it out of the camera angle. There we are, okay? Now, Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our sign on. And I'm thinking our sign should go about right here, right in the middle, right? Right in the smack dab middle. Make sure none of our sunflowers or our ribbons covered up. Move our ribbon to the outside. So, move it up here. And I'm just going to find a hole and stick it in there, right in the middle of the board. As soon as I'm not going to, no rhyme or reason, just finding a space, sticking it in there. There's another one. Okay, did I get it right? There we are. I can fix this ribbon in a minute, so let's just make sure. And again, you don't want your sign to squish your mesh, you just want it to sit there. So it might look squished right now, but it's not, I promise. Then we're gonna find this other side, and if you'd like, you can also make it a little bit cockeyed if you want to. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Like if you wanted to do it this way, you could. But I like mine to be symmetrical, so I'm gonna try and get it in the middle there and try to get it straight. And they're on, you know, plain old. This is why I said in the description you need cable mounts, because that's what I have on the back here. I can't show you. I should have showed you before I started putting it on here, but hey, hindsight's 20/20, right? All right, and I'm just doing the same, just finding 2 holes where I can stick these Chenille stems in. There we go. Got one. Okay, waiting on another. See if I can find the other here. Digging around in this big old bunch of mesh. There it is. Okay. All right. Well, now that didn't, that's the hardest part, but that wasn't too bad. And you can move the ribbons out however you want. You know, if you want them to look like this, you want them to look like that. However, let me get this on here. I'm going to barely do it because I want it to come up a little bit. I don't want my flowers to be involved. Okay, let's see if it's even. It might flow down a little bit, but that's okay. All right, now let's put our bow on here. I'm thinking that I want my bow to go down here in the corner, right? So let's turn it around. Here's what we've got, right? And I'll go through and make sure that we've got all of our sunflowers and nothing's covering the sign and we don't have things covering the sunflowers. Why is it that I always make a wreath that's way too big for my camera view? Okay, let's put our bow. Here's our bow. Okay, and again, I've got it all squished up for us, but it's the exact same ribbon we've been using. So I'm just going to stick it in here, and it's on my another Chenille stem. Okay, so I'm just going to stick it right here in where this sunflower is. Kind of, sort of, because I think that's probably the best place. I'll try and get it in the same holes as the sunflower here. So bear with me while I fight with this bow, because now watch, this will be the hard part. Now that I got the sign on there pretty easy, it's like, haha, I'm gonna make you struggle. All right, there's that part of the bow. There's that part of the bow. Yay, okay. So at least I got it in there. Now I just got to get it up here above everything. Aha. I'm going to let that stick out right there. And that one stick out there. Okay. Same thing with your bow. You don't want to pull it in too far. And I probably just have. But we'll find out in a minute. we go. Now I'm just going to open it up. Here's our bow. Okay, so now I'm just going to open it up, unfurl it. All right, make our loops look good. We've got a little sunflower sticking out there, so I want to kind of use it. We have a sunflower sticking out here, so I'll move it over here. I'm going to turn it towards me and work on it for a minute. Make sure that we've not got any of our sunflowers hidden. And that they're strategically placed. I'm going to open up my bow. All right. Friends, what do you think? Easy peasy, right? I mean, we are almost done with this. 3 steps. We'll go over what we did here in just a minute again. And I pulled out my step stool, Carrie Marie, thinking that I would need it to stand over the wreath, and I didn't bring it in here. It's in the living room. Sorry, still can't see over it. Still can't see over it. So what good's it doing me in the living room, right? Okay, there's that one. Let's take this one out. Any questions so far, friends? Because she's always telling me, you need a step stool. Well, I thought about that today. Didn't happen. I'm going to turn it this way just a minute, friends, so I can make sure I've got everything poofed and where it should be. All of my bow loops, all pretty and not flat. And then I will pull you up and show you. So really simple, really easy. I mean, you might have used one whole roll of mesh if you're only going to use, if you only use one color, it would be one whole roll. But if you use 2 like me, pick something that you had laying around your house to do this method. Something that you maybe only have half a roll and you're trying to get rid of it. Perfect for this method. Perfect for this method. All right. I think I have all my loops up. Now we're going to just take on my little, you know me, I got to put my little curly cues out here. Here's my other little curly cues. I'm sure brother won't care about curly cues, but I do. I like them. And that's what matters. I'm the maker. All right. No, Marianne. I'm supposed to be customer. It's what the customer wants, not you. Well, since the customer's my little brother in this case. All right. And he needs a bear wreath. So make him a bear wreath. Okay. I could fight with this all night long, but right now that is as good as it's going to get for the time being, because I can't tell if it's in the right spot or not without actually pulling it up and looking at it. I might need to move this over here, make sure so let's pull it up and look at it, take a look, and I will mess with it and take pictures tomorrow. I hope that's going to be good. If not, we'll have to go through and make sure everything's pretty, but here's what we've got so far. All right, I'm going to pull you up and talk to you for a minute. I might actually raise the sign. I keep saying that, and I keep messing with it. So here we go. Maybe I can get you pulled up here. Here we are. Okay. Hello, friends. It's me again. All right, one sec. Did I get you pulled up far enough to where you can see me? One more little tug. There we go. There we go. All right, here we are. Here it is. And I did get and look, I put it completely backwards. It should go this way. My hanging hole that I already put on is down here. So, you know what's great about this is that I can always just cut this off and put the hanging hole up here. exactly where it should be. But pay attention to that as you're making your wreath. And I'm going to have to secure it and move it up just a little bit. But here's our preliminary wreath, right? I do want to pull it up just a little bit to where it's in the middle. And then that way I can also pull up my bow here on the end. But there you are. I will do that right now and take some pictures and get them uploaded. So again, everything we use tonight is in the description. Plus, you can get it at uniqueinthecreek.com. So make sure and use my affiliate link. It's pinned to the bottom of this page here, and get 5% off the boards. Use code TEAMUNIQUE at checkout. Any questions, comments, concerns, friends? I think I'm really behind on my comments there, but there we go. I just need to pull up the sign a little bit, and then that way I can pull up the bow a little bit as well, and it's not hanging off the end here. There we are. I'll take some pictures and show you. Let's see what kind of comments we've got going on here. Goodness gracious, I missed a ton. I did pull a carry on the hanging hole, totally on the wrong side, but all right, friends, I appreciate you all joining me this evening. That took us just about an hour and 5 minutes, so easy project, really super simple. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. If I don't answer you within 24 hours, shoot me another one. I didn't get it. I'm not ignoring you. All right, don't mind to help one bit. Thank you again. Hope you all have a great night. Good night, YouTube. Good night, Facebook. Tonight it was made by Marianne. Tomorrow it might be made by you. Mwah. See you next time. UniqueInTheCreek.com. Bye-bye.